What up? Dogfight Sports, Draft Edition Day 2. Coming at you from the Crafty Crab. Out in Mayfield, Golden Gate Shopping Center. All you can eat crab legs today, dude. Draft. This is pretty cool out here.
Hey, what could be better?
Oh, mixed drink shots. We got the Mandy Gummy Bear shot. Got draft picks. Got the 33rd. Got the 36th. Here we go, I'm tired again, baby. Woo-hoo. What do you think, Nick? The man who called the trade down yesterday. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, it feels good to be on day 2 of the NFL draft. Hey, Scott, do you have long arms? Can you press that button right there that's looking blue?
Yep.
Yeah. All right, look at that. We are illuminated.
That's so true.
Educated as it comes to the draft and football.
Oh, my.
And soon we will be lubricated with the special thinking juice.
We're on the clock, dude.
Just in time.
What will we do? Whose career will we screw up next? What follies await, folks? We are the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yeah. Win or lose, we still lose.
On Dogfight Sports. Thanks for tuning in, folks.
Yeah.
We had a great time yesterday, man. That was fun. And, everybody's digesting the trade, what we got, what we may have lost, and man, we'll see what we do today. I'm going to save my opinion about the trade down based on how we pick today. We got 2 of the top 4 picks in today's draft.
How do we do that?
Well, we traded down.
Well, I'm just wondering how the Browns had the first pick in the second draft.
Well, so what happens is, like, the first 2 picks, so, like, Tennessee gets the first pick, and then the Browns, since they were on the tiebreaker, so in the second round, the Browns go first, and Tennessee goes second.
I did not know that. Learning something new every day.
So they flip-flop and alternate, so, if we had had the first pick yesterday, we would have been the second pick today.
Tiebreaker scenario, okay.
I guess so.
In fantasy football, you don't deal with all that nonsense. You just do a snake draft.
Yeah, well... This is the NFL.
This is the real deal. This is the big kahuna.
Yeah, oh, man. I'm excited. We are on the clock.
So just to reiterate, the 2025 picks the Browns had before all their trades. Round 1, they had the number 2 overall. They also had round 2, number 1 pick in the round 2. They have number 67 overall in round 3. In addition, round 3, they have Buffalo's picks. That's 94 overall.
Right.
Round 4, number 104, and 4 picks in round 6.
Yeah.
So that was before the first trade of the day yesterday, which was Browns were trading their 5th pick in 2025. And the Browns were receiving a 5th pick in 2025 and a 5th pick in 2027 from Houston.
Yeah.
And they were trading away their 2025, 2 of their 6th round picks and a 7th round pick. So they were shuffling the deck a little bit there.
Yeah, it's okay. We moved up. We got the advantage. Obviously, next year is the payoff with the number 1, and today at number 36, we'll see what they do. I'm actually excited.
I'm actually confused.
Why? No, so just today we're doing rounds 2 and 3. Don't worry about all that other crap. Who cares? We dumped off 2 of our 17 6th-round draft choice picks. Who cares? But this should be interesting. What do you think, man? Who do you think they're going to grab today?
Well, it's ammunition, but just kind of turn back the clock a little bit. When they first announced that trade, they're trading down from 2 to 5, and they're going to be receiving a first-round pick next year. I thought that trade was an A+.
Yeah, that was gaining some value of all the wasted picks we had for the swing and the miss with Deshaun. So that was gaining some assets, but people are worried that they passed on a once-in-a-generational talent, which, that's all what we'll have to wait and see.
I'm worried about that as well, because
I don't think he is going to be one. I think he's hurt before the season starts.
Well, we should define who he is, because my once-in-a-generation pick, I think it's Gianti that we are going to regret passing on.
Doesn't matter now. Cheers.
Win or lose, we still lose.
Uh-huh. Oh, my God, that's good. We got these Ford 50 shots. These are the Mandy gummy bear specials. These are delicious.
Oh, it does taste like gummy bears.
Doesn't it? Excuse me.
That is excellent. Not that harsh at all.
Wow, is that good? Wow. Thank you, man.
Woo-hoo! Thank you very much. Tip your bartenders.
Yes. Yes.
If you guys want to come down and see us while we're live on the clock and while the Browns are live on the clock, we're down in Mayfield Heights at the Crafty Crab.
Yes, in the Golden Gate Shopping Plaza. All you can eat crab specials today, man. Those things are going like hotcakes.
Crabs and hotcakes.
Hey, the pick is in. The pick is in.
Oh, we should probably freak out.
The pick is in. The pick is in. Will it be Shador? Will it be someone we don't know?
Well, the pick is not actually going to happen until they play that sound. The ding 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 ding.
Oh, it is. It is in.
It is in, but it's not being announced yet.
Someone's rattling up the stage.
Approaching the stage. So to go back to my grading system,
yeah.
After the Browns made their pick at number 5, I had to really rethink that trade that we did. I think I got to get that trade down from A+ down to, maybe even a B+.
Uh-oh.
And then when the Browns failed to trade back up into the first round, that trade that we did for our second overall pick, I'm dropping that all the way down from a B+.
Joe Thomas announcing the selection. Our selection is...
Oh, here comes. Silent on the set. Oh, a linebacker.
Carson Schwarzenegger.
Carson
Linebacker from UCLA.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me do this. Nope. I meant this one.
And the what? Yeah, I'm not sure what we're thinking here. Linebacker, huh?
Yeah. At least he was a Marcus Award finalist.
Well, we have that fall back on at least.
He was third in the Big Ten in tackles.
Oh, third in the Big Ten. Well, what happened to the first and second spots? I even heard... I don't know what the hell we're doing here. I even heard that there was rumors that we might trade back again. We might be trading back one of our second-round picks, so what do you think about that? Trade back your first-round pick for a second-round pick.
So they had all night to think about
second-round pick for another pick.
I mean, Carson wouldn't have been there at pick 36. No way.
Schweizinger?
He wouldn't have been there at 36, would he?
Well, he ran a 4.58 40-yard dash, so...
4.58, huh?
Yeah, as a linebacker.
Oh, boy.
Well, the Texans are officially on the clock. How'd the Texans get this pick?
Well, at least they don't need a quarterback.
Yeah, they gave one away, and I got a better one.
Right.
If we could only do that. So actually, I did have an anonymous secret source that's been feeding me some intel. And he did mention the Browns were going to trade back from 2, and he was correct. And I was able to get a message to him again yesterday, and I asked what are the Browns going to do in round 2, and he said that they will not pick Shador. And so far, that has been correct. I'm trying to go to the tape here. I'm trying to get up what he was looking at us to actually do in terms of our draft picks in the second round. And if you give me just a second, I'll be able to get that back up here.
Looks like he predicted Carson Schwarzenegger.
So Mr. Anonymous, he said, let's see, he's looking for... here we go. No Sanders tomorrow. Oh, you're looking at an offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Was going to be his next pick for the Browns. So
okay.
Not quite 100% accurate there, no offensive lineman, but was not Shador. So that's definitely an interesting caveat there. And I was listening to some local radio today, and they were mentioning they think that Shador could fall even out of the second round. And this maniac on the radio said that he would not even take Shador if he was still available for the Browns in the third round. So I'm not sure what kind of maniac would say that.
I get some feedback. He says, what the F? Bunch of question marks. He goes, I have no idea what to say at this point.
Oh, my.
Oh, boy. It just like, I don't know.
Well, we definitely want to have some things to say because we are hoping and praying that they will make a good pick or maybe make a splash pick.
Got to build your defense, but the Browns had 15.2 points per game average last year. It was the lowest scoring team in the league, and they've done nothing but lose people from the offense.
Right.
And they're doing nothing to help your offense except getting Kenny Pickett. and Joe Flacco back, right?
Well, I'm not sure why we're trying to
And
help
an
our
interior-
offense. We're in a rebuild.
And an interior lineman. That's all they got. You know, we need offensive help here,
Well,
fellas.
we need a rebuild. We're not going to fix the Browns in one season, in one draft.
Yeah.
In fact, I feel like we should almost have just went full-on rebuild mode and just, like, traded everything away for any takers, because now we're halfway in between rebuild mode and halfway in between, like, maybe we can
makes you
reload.
wonder. Like, yeah, it's just like we're going to try to I know they're trying a little bit different than to tear it all down to the studs like they did in 2014 through 2017. But, you know, this patch and rebuild type of thing, you know what I mean? You know, you're lacking a quarterback, okay? You're lacking offensive weapons. Like I say, you know, could have been, hey, Cruz, what do you think about the Browns? Come in and tell us, please. What do you think of our pick, Carson Schwartzinger, number 33, a linebacker from USC?
I'll be completely honest. I have had to listen to other people because I wasn't too familiar with the prospects this year.
Yeah.
But so far, my friends don't like it.
I
That's the
don't
info
think
I've gotten.
I don't think either of ours do either.
No, I just got a message here that's a little ranty.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like everybody's been doing this to us all day.
Laughing at us.
Yeah.
We're used to it, though. Our front office never makes the right decisions.
Yeah,
so.
what did you think about the first pick, Mason Graham?
I think it's a good pick, but
Yeah.
honestly, I'm riding the hype machine. I wanted Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
I'm
A lot
not.
of
I'm
people,
be completely
were
honest.
riding the hype.
Yeah.
I will say I was riding the hype bandwagon, and I wanted him. I feel like
Everybody.
it'd bring more eyes to the team, but
Yeah, I mean, with the lowest scoring team in the NFL last year, 15
Well, I mean,
points a game on
Travis Hunter
average.
can play
We
two
need
positions,
offensive
but
help.
he can't play 11 positions.
Yeah, well.
yeah, that's yeah. And I was asking Bobby, and he was
Yeah.
like, "Nah, the Browns aren't gonna let him play both positions." I'm like,
No.
Yeah, I doubt it. I feel like he'd probably be more of a gadget player on defense. So essentially,
Right.
you'd be like taking a wide receiver really high up in the draft. I do have some comparables here. That'd be like essentially the last time the Browns did that was Corey Coleman,
Yeah.
and that was yikes.
I'm not even gonna lie, I don't even know who that is. I feel like I'm disappointing the people listening right
No,
now.
I was like, believe me, he nobody knew. He got caught when they found him sleeping in the meeting room. He was passed out on the stairs, and because he
Oh
didn't want to
my
be late for the
God.
meeting. They came in and they're like, look at this fool, and they're kicking him in the head, and they traded him. I think the Giants picked him up for about a year, and then he was sleeping in a closet, and they cut him too. So
Well, don't worry, he was also sleeping on the field.
right, right.
Another Johnny Manziel.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, but he was definitely a high prospect at the time.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if I actually have that up here. So
I will
Corey
leave the
Coleman.
fans with
Hey,
Go
thank you.
Browns.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for having me.
go
Thank you,
Rowdies.
Cruz. Tell Larry get his butt up here.
Oh yeah, that's the guy the fans
Get
want to
him,
hear
right.
from.
All
He
right.
knows everything.
The crab sports expert.
There you go. Excellent. Thanks for popping on.
Thank you, Cruz.
All right, excellent. I got this computer to actually tell me the information I needed because I wanted to know
Uh-huh.
when did Corey Coleman go. And of course, as I started saying some compliments to it, it decides to freeze up a little bit. So
Yeah.
I can't see anything earlier than 2017 right now.
Much like Corey Coleman's career, it froze up.
Yeah, I guess.
Let's pick is in for the Seahawks.
Oh, I think we missed one already.
Yeah, someone jumped. I don't know who they took. We were
We were
busy,
belly aching.
laughing about laughing. No.
Oh, here we go. So I finally got it to move. Where is he on this thing?
Yeah. Well,
Maybe it was longer ago than I thought.
I think they took it 2014. I want to. I can't. Yeah, I think
2014.
I believe.
Oh, here we go. 2016. Corey Coleman.
Yeah.
So it looks like he's picked 15 overall,
Yep.
which is I guess that was a little bit lower than I thought. I saw a different statistic here that made me think he was more highly touted, but a first round wide receiver nonetheless, and he did a whole lot of nada. So that's why
Yeah.
I wonder if Travis Hunter, if he had come to the Browns, had been able to do anything. But it looks like we have a trade on the board.
Yeah, Seahawks and Titans did some swapperoonie. So the Seahawks got the 35th pick. They swapped out their pick 52nd and a third-round pick. Oh, that's a shitty trade.
Yeah, they
slide
went down a lot.
52, and some whatever they had in the third round. That's kind of questionable.
All right, I got our West Coast correspondent here on the phone.
Nice.
And looks like we got from Barry McCracken. He says, we also need a linebacker. But I don't understand that pick.
I know.
They might be loading up the defense and planning to tank
just
for the first overall pick next year.
You do need a linebacker. I just think you could have got this guy a little bit further down the chain.
Even if we weren't going to tank.
I don't think he was the 33rd pick. I think you got him a lot.
We need a button for reach.
Yeah.
Reach.
The Seahawks are going to take Sanders. That's the reason why they trade up.
So Barry McCracken went on. Even if we weren't trying to tank, we were only going to win 4 games next year anyway. So I guess it's not a terrible plan if you can load up on talent.
When we signed Flacco, the Vegas odds went up to about 5.5. So if you think 4, might be a good bet.
Yeah, I was thinking before the Flacco signing about 3.5. Before we re-signed Garrett, I was thinking, ooh, it's looking like very low single digits.
Yeah.
So I guess we're somewhat improving on the Vegas odds.
Ooh. Here we go.
But yeah, I think the word of the day or the word of the draft so far is reach, because they're just reaching out and grabbing players that are way below their station. So maybe they thought they were going to get some sort of a different placement. And Shedeur Sanders is still on the board. They did not pick him.
And guess who's up next?
Nick Manwari.
Emancipation Proclamation.
Manwari.
Yeah. Solid guy. They traded up for him. Needed a safety.
Yeah. Well, there you go. I guess they traded almost not really that much for this guy, but they wanted to make sure that they got him because they didn't want to wait another several picks and be able to win.
They just dumped their, they picked their early. They just dumped the 3rd rounder. Questionable. I think Tennessee. Who knows? Who cares?
Well, Tennessee is riding high because they got their quarterback of the future in Cam Ward.
Well, you think you pick a weapon for him? Why wait till the 52? You trade it down from 35 to 52.
Well, I think
that's 17 picks.
It's all about packaging things up and moving up and moving down and going all around.
The hell with that. Pick the guy.
Oh my gosh, this computer is really.
Yeah, we picked Mason Schwarzenegger, right?
Yeah, Mason Graham and Carson
Schwarzenegger.
Schweizinger.
And
there it is.
The pick is in.
Oh, that was fast.
It's in.
They did not waste any time. So do you think it's going to be an offensive lineman?
I don't know. It's going to be a questionable pick. Uh-oh, who did they get?
I don't know. I'm trying to unfreeze this computer. Key departures.
Who did they get?
Oh, they're just mentioning all the players that the Browns have lost.
Yeah, just rubbing it in.
In the past year, that's great.
Thank you very much. Look at that, 15.2, fewest in the NFL. Let's select defense.
Okay, but you're just looking at the symptoms of the problem. You're not looking at the root cause of the problem. Look, we need a QB, we need a WR, we need an edge, we need an RB.
You ain't going to do nothing until you get a QB. No QB equals no nothing.
QB is just the tip of the pyramid. You got to build a foundation.
Well,
But our pyramid, I feel like, is the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah.
Oh, we got
our pyramids are different here in Cleveland.
Yeah, the bottom is
the pick
skinny.
is in.
The bottom is skinny.
Here comes.
Oh, running back.
But Sean Junkins. Hey,
All
I'm going to give you one of these.
Oh, okay.
Yay.
All right, the Browns resisted the urge. They did not go with the clown show. They did not go with Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah. You know what? And like when they said, Henderson and Junkins, that was the big debate. They said everybody feels like Junkins is a more all-around back. He's got the power. Henderson has more of the power, but they both can block solid. They think he's a better out the backfield pass catcher. So
well, he is 5'11" and 5'8"
Junkins is let's look back when we had Kareem Hunt. He's a similar style. I'm saying that similar, but he's a similar style play. Look at all the touchdowns Hunt scored.
Hunt is a bowling ball. He's he doesn't do anything fancy. He just comes right at you and smacks you right in the mouth.
Yeah.
He was good to get in goal line situations. He was good to fall into the end zone and be able to spike the football. But I think Nick Chubb was the far better back, much more versatile. Yeah. Nick Chubb could be much better between the 20s, whereas Kareem Hunt, you're going to put him in a goal line situation.
Well, for sure. But the only problem is, Nick Chubb doesn't have any legs left.
Well, Nick Chubb, unfortunately, is not Nick Chubb anymore. Nick Chubb
which
is
unfortunate.
basically the retired version of Nick Chubb. And I think this basically seals the fate right here. We will not see Nick Chubb in a Cleveland Browns uniform anymore. So a big shout out, thank you to Nick Chubb for a great career. We will miss you.
And come back, even if it is just a limited duty. You're always loved here, and if you just be part of the organization. That dude was tremendous when he played. You're beloved by the fans. Such a humble player. Like when he took he just for the team, he takes it instead of scoring a touchdown. He runs out of bounds at the 1 yard line.
Oh, yeah.
So he's like, because we want to win. He doesn't care. That's selfless play, and the teammates loved him. So
you want to pad your stats, but do you want to win, or do you want to win, or do you want to win?
That's to me is just like that's a football player. I'm not,
Actually, I do.
I mean, I have heard that this was a singer, but you know what I mean. You believe you could have got him that high, but usually with the 33rd pick and stuff, it's like somebody that was supposed to be in the first round that got out of there and got away, but.
Yeah, so actually I do have the drafting history for the past 5 years for the Browns.
Yeah.
So last year, 2024, round 2, we got defensive tackle Mike Hall, which makes no sense why we got another defensive tackle this year.
Well, you need 2 of them. Mike Hall is good. If he keeps his nose clean, he'll be all right. I like guard Zinter. Zinter's a tough kid.
Zach Zinter, that was the guard?
Yeah, I like him.
The guard in the third?
Yep, I like him.
And then after that, we went 5th round wide receiver Thrash.
I think he changed his name to Trash. That's I think where he is right now.
One extra letter there.
I think that fella is in the trash.
Yeah.
No, he got hurt unfortunately. So hopefully he can make a comeback and make a difference. I doubt it, but we will see. Nathaniel Wilson.
Watson. We did just get a linebacker last year.
Mm-hmm.
In the 6th round.
So Nathaniel Watson, I believe he fell into Jamari Thrash's trash can, I believe. Who else? Miles?
Well, Watson, that's just an unfortunate last name. He probably was cursed with the general Watson curse.
Swing and a miss.
Maybe that's what Sleeping Jimmy was talking about with a swing and a miss from Watson. He was talking about Nathaniel Watson.
Nathaniel, what the fuck? Where's Trash? And then,
now, of course, we got Miles.
Yeah.
But not Miles Garrett. Miles Harden.
Yeah.
The cornerback from South Dakota, 7th round.
From South Dakota, South Dakota, big powerhouse.
Big powerhouse, but his counterpart here, Jawan Briggs, also from the big powerhouse of Cincinnati, defensive tackle.
So go back and look at that draft. We got nothing.
Well, we took 2 defensive tackles last year, and we took a defensive tackle first this year.
Yeah.
So what does that tell you?
Yeah, well, the
guys last year didn't work.
Yeah, when Hall got back in there, he did a really good job. So I'm happy with Hall. You're going to need him for sure. And Zach Zinter has been training. It takes the offensive linemen a couple of years sometimes to get their feet under him. Zinter is a very good pick. The rest of that list over here, I don't see nothing on there unless they surprise me. All them guys you mentioned at the end there, one of them, if they surprise me, I would be shocked.
Well, let's take a trip down memory lane. Let's go 2023. 2023, big surprise. There was no first-round pick again.
No second-round pick.
But we had 2 picks in the 3rd round.
Cedric Tillman.
Yeah, wide receiver from Tennessee, pick number 74
Lots of potential,
from the Jets.
but always hurt.
There you go.
And who is that guy? Sakia Ika?
I thought it said Serge Ibaka for a second.
Serge Ibaka, I know.
Saiki Ika?
Ika.
Another defensive tackle.
Wasn't that dude who was like moving our furniture the other day for the show?
IKEA.
Oh, okay.
This is Ika.
Oh, okay.
One letter from IKEA. Defensive tackle from Baylor. Why are we picking so many tackles? So many tackles early in the draft.
It didn't work out.
This is 3 years in a row we've picked a defensive tackle with one of our first 2 picks.
Scary, isn't it?
Oh, jeez.
And then we got Dwan Jones, which he's turned out to be
on offense. Yeah,
he's turned out to be a good find, and Isaiah McGuire too he's done some damage in there.
Defensive end. We actually are kind of loaded up on defensive end. I broke this down by a different dimension earlier, and I was looking. We actually have kind of a lot of defensive ends,
right?
Which maybe was why we weren't so high on Abdul Carter. Although I think that's kind of
Not
insane.
At all. And then look at that, your boy,
deterred.
DTR.
5th round.
Dorian Thompson Robinson. DTR, the deterter.
I feel like the deterter really went to his head because I feel like the first time we said it, they just sent a laser beam across time and space.
They should have been a little more nicer to him, but when the funny thing is when they traded him from Kenny Big Hands Pickett.
Oh, yeah.
Now once you hear where Kenny's going to hear what we said about him, and so I'm trying to call him Kenny King Pickett, but I don't know if that'll work. And then who else we got there? Cameron Mitchell, huh?
Cameron Mitchell,
quarterback.
Yeah. Actually, just to reiterate, because somebody else I was talking to the other day, you may know, but I said cornerback, and I did not enunciate, and they thought I said quarterback. So cornerback.
Corner.
Cameron Mitchell.
Cornerback. And then Cameron Mitchell.
Yeah.
Luke Weber. Luke Weber's still hanging around, but
The center?
Cameron Mitchell, too. Yeah, they're still occupying injury reserve roster spots.
Yeah, definitely not the starting center. I mean, when you pick 190th, you're probably not thinking you're going to start.
See, Ohio State has a long history of producing good centers. So
Ohio State, absolutely.
We'll see if he develops. Sometimes they take, sometimes they don't. Let's go to 20. Let's go to next year.
2022. Are you ready for that?
Yes, I am.
Going further back in time.
I am.
This is kind of fun, actually.
It is. Trip down memory lane.
No picks in the first or second round, but we actually had not one, not two, but three picks in the third round. 3A, we went Emerson. 3B, we went Wright. And 3C, we went Bell.
Yeah.
What do you think about Emerson, Wright, Bell?
Well, right. Wright is no longer on the team. Bell has been wrong. He's off. Emerson's the only one that showed promise. He had a great rookie season. Had kind of a sloppy, next year, but he's still a solid starter. He's good. He did a good job. So Bell, I believe, has been cut. Nobody picked him up. I believe Wright he's done some damage, but I don't know if he's hurt. He's still around. Wright's still around.
Yeah, it's another one. Of those, it's another one of those things. The Browns just cannot stop themselves from taking defensive players for their first couple picks.
Well,
Martin Emerson, cornerback, which did turn out, but Alex Wright, defensive end, which did not.
So that's why I reiterates my point. You've got to hit on these first two rounds because a lot of these third and backs are all swings and misses. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go down a little
besides
further.
David Bell, the wide receiver.
Oh, David Bell.
He's hailing from the great College of Purdue.
I don't care. Carry on Winfrey. Oh,
of course.
He was a whack job. He lasted all about a cup of coffee. Cade York
another
made
defensive
one
tackle.
Oh yeah. Well, they took a check. This guy with Carry on Winfrey would have been a first rounder, but he was a super head case.
Yeah.
And then he got himself into some more trouble, and then couldn't make the meetings, and he went and got more trouble. But the whole league gave up on this guy.
He had to go to some different meetings instead of the meetings in the NFL.
Here they go to meetings in the Gray Bar Motel, I guess. So Cade York.
Oh, God, what an experiment that
was. He was over there flopping. Was he missing kicks for Cincinnati?
We got him back last year. We tried to trade him.
Yeah, well, they did. He came back. Yeah, they did, and they traded for the kicker that they got now from San Diego.
But that's what
York came back. He came back for a cup of coffee, and then somebody picked him off the practice squad. I don't even know what.
No, they didn't. We brought him back, and then we actually traded him.
Okay.
To the Washington Commanders.
That's right. Something happened.
But get this. This is the most Browns move ever. We traded him to the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
And in order to get our, 6 or 7 round pick or whatever, all that Cade York had to do was play for 2 games.
Yeah.
You know how many games he lasted there?
I don't think 2.
1! He lasted for 1.
And I think Cincinnati picked him up at the end of the year. And wasn't he botching kicks for him in the playoffs?
Well, we never got our pick back for him either.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get nothing back for that guy. He did beat Baker Mayfield in week 1 when they had him as his rookie year.
Oh, my God.
Jerome Ford, he ended up being he ended up
solid. He's okay.
Yeah, he's there.
I mean, he's not Nick Chubb, but who's Nick
Michael
Chubb?
Woods, he's been hurt. He's had no catches. And who else have we got?
Michael Woods. I totally forgot even that guy even existed.
Edge,
Another edge, another
Dawson
center.
Deaton. He's another guy that got cut. Yeah.
Another edge.
I'll tell you some Dawson Deaton stories, but you don't even want to hear. No, honestly, they picked this guy. He was supposed to be a decent talent out of where the hell he was from, Buffalo, but that's just, what I mean. I want to quote it, but there was some guy who was an offensive lineman. I guess he was doing some business transactions during practice. He was leaving practice.
Oh, extracurricular activity.
Yeah. Needless to say, it didn't work out.
Do you have any more very good football brain juice over there?
Crafty Crab hooking us up.
Yep. Football brain bucket of juice.
Oh, man. There's some delicious little munches. You didn't get to eat yet, did you? I just got to chow a little bit.
Well, we're going to need some more of that brain juice if we're going to soldier on to
Oh
2021.
yeah, we're gonna have to come back. Well, we'll see how long we hang out for a minute, then we'll want to take a little break, and because the Browns will be on the clock again before we know it.
Oh, yeah, these picks are faster, so we'll have to wait until the third round for them to come on again. So, yeah, we'll probably finish it up after we go through 2021 and 2020.
Okay.
Because basically,
Sounds
there's
good.
a reason why I picked these years.
Yes, for sure.
These are the
I like
Andrew,
these.
These are the Andrew Berry years.
Yes, exactly.
So we're basically going to go through Andrew Berry's entire resume
and then
here.
during the break, we're going to add them up and see who's still around. And
well, I might have to count that on my fingers and toes.
all right. Well, Newsom's still around. He's been in every trade room here since about 2022, but he's still on the team. Jeremiah, JOK, still around.
Well, you got to remember, you're reading it, but you're not saying it because the people at home don't know what we're reading. So Greg Newsome was our first-round pick in 2021.
Right.
26th overall. The team was actually kind of good.
Yep.
Strangely. So we had the 26th pick. And actually, I think this next one, round 2, JOK.
Right.
Round 52nd overall. JOK actually, okay, I got to give it to him. That was actually a good pick.
Yeah, so this was like the year they held the draft in Cleveland, the COVID year and all that. That was our first pick. And there was little fanfare reaction. I don't know, the atmosphere and all that, rainy. But there was a lot when they picked JOK. People were very excited about it.
I remember waiting in that rain, but I remember not even knowing who the hell Browns were picking. I guess I wasn't as big as a fan back then. All right, Newsome, whatever. Can I go home now? My beer coat's wearing off.
All right.
So it was like kind of the good, the bad, and the ugly here. So Newsome.
They're still on the team, both of them.
Newsome good, JOK bad.
No, he's good.
In a good way, like bad to the bone.
Yeah, if we can keep him on the field. When he's on the field, the guy's all pro.
And then
side to side, good.
And then Schwartz would be the ugly.
Anthony Schwartz, right. Ended Baker Mayfield. Got him hurt.
So that was the first 3 rounds. Looks like we had, 2 picks in the 4th and 2 picks in the
James Hudson and Tommy Togiai. Bag of groceries.
Yeah, I can't say I don't really remember those guys, but just as a reminder, Tommy Togiai was like another defensive tackle.
Yeah.
He's literally taking a defensive tackle every year for the past 5 years.
And we'll get it right one of these times.
But at least we got an offensive tackle and a defensive tackle and a linebacker. Do we just draft the same positions every year?
Pretty much.
Just like trying to rebuild the whole team every year? Or just like throwing darts at the board, just like
the scam say, his up say.
Even a blind man can hit the broadside of a barn once in a while. Let's see, anything else? Anybody else of note here? I guess Dimitri Felton.
Richard LeCount and Demetrius Felton.
Yeah, Felton in the 6th round. I wouldn't say that's a steal, but we were able to get something out of him.
Yeah.
I guess I would say he's serviceable. So at the 6th round, I was like, I feel okay about that. I mean, 211th pick, what are you going to get? So Felton, all right, I'll give you credit for Felton.
Yeah.
But LeConte, Fields, Tungai.
Richard LeCount, Fields, Tommy Togia,
Hudson.
Tony Fields, James Hudson. He stuck around for a minute, but
he was
gone quick.
I already got a glance at what we got here. All right, so 2020. So this is the first year of Andrew Berry. I think he came into the organization in January.
Yep.
And he had to come out and draft in April, so he didn't really not have a lot of time.
Right.
But his
Came from Philadelphia, so he was well aware. He was well aware of what was going on, in my opinion. And this was the year in 2020 where all them good offensive linemen were coming out.
And we got one, didn't we?
Yeah. And who would that be?
Jedrick Wills.
Right.
Oh, God.
Let me do this. I don't know which one to push. No, I'll just push this.
This one says awkward.
All right,
let's go with awkward. That's a good button for Jedrick Wills.
They picked him up on his option, and they didn't bring him back this year. I believe he's still on the market as a free agent. He hasn't signed with anybody.
So Grant Delpit also was picked in 2020 in round 2.
He's still here.
Pick number 44. Grant Delpit, I feel like he's got some games where he can really do
still here.
Quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, he's still here.
But I guess that was like early 2023. I was all on the Delpit hype train.
Yeah.
And then he ended up getting hurt, and then he hasn't been the same player since.
Again.
A story as old as time. But now we got multiple picks in the 3rd round. We got a 3A and a 3B. What do you think about Jordan Elliott and Jacob Phillips?
Oh, not much.
A defensive tackle. Again, we literally always pick tackles. Oh my God! Why can't we literally just pick somebody that will actually work? We don't have to go ahead and pick somebody in the same position.
And
the next year.
Jordan did all right. He plugged the gaps for a while. I mean, he's all right. Jacob Field, not much there. Oh, look at number 4, Harrison Bryant.
Harrison Bryant. Oh, he shows flashes of brilliance
That
every
guy-
once in a while.
That guy did have, a little bit of a flash. He just never, I thought he would be a lot better here. But, you're in the Joku's shadow. I don't know. He got picked up by somebody. It slips my mind right now. But
Yeah, what was it? Oh God, were we watching this game like
Yeah.
last year? Everyone thought Njoku was going to score. Like Njoku had been scoring every game, and then like that game, I can't remember if there was a quarterback switch or something, but then Harrison Bryant ended up like getting 2 humongous catches for like 80 yards and a score, and
Yeah.
Njoku did nothing.
Yeah, I can't remember that.
So it kind of seems like he's just there to like prod Njoku, like, hey, if you don't do something, I'm going to come around and be mediocre.
Yeah. No, he's gone. As soon as he had a chance to get out of town, he bolted. Then there's Nick Harris. He was around. He had the starting job, but he got hurt real early in preseason. I know they brought him back for a minute, and then the 6th pick, Donovan Peoples-Jones.
Oh God.
Traded into Detroit
Well, that's what you get
for
from
another
those
one
wide
of our
receivers
6th-round picks.
from that team up north.
Yeah. For another 6th-round pick.
Yeah, Donovan Peoples-Jones, it seems like he's like the consummate Browns receiver. It's like, you think like, you might have something here. Like, you might have some talent. Like,
Yeah.
you can move around. Maybe you can run some routes, but then you do the Greg Little effect. You got stone hands. And then,
And there's a
you
reason
lose
why.
focus.
Yeah, there was a reason why he was a 6th-round pick. Not many people. He had all the talent in the world, but
The intangibles.
Jeez.
So, yeah, that was the resume
Thank you,
for
Andrew Berry.
Andrew Berry.
Thank you, Andrew Berry.
It was actually kind of funny because I found even more about Andrew Berry.
Uh-huh.
And there was this. Oh, come on, clicky, let's go. I'll just scroll, or
Yeah.
it'll freeze up. But I found this this website. I'm just gonna have to guess now because I don't have it right in front of me. I think it was called Barking Hard or something like that,
Uh-huh.
where they wrote a whole article called Brownies versus Frownies.
Oh, no.
And just talking about all of Andrew Berry's picks.
More kicks in the gut and the crotch.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's all I needed.
And we have now gone through all of his picks. So would you say that he had more brownies or frownies?
Probably Frownies.
Probably frownies, yeah.
I mean, it's just proofs of the pudding. So,
And the pudding's brown.
so all I have to say is,
No, you guys start using this button. That's a good button.
is it?
Oh, I didn't press hard enough.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Well,
Here we go. All
right, let me see.
So it was actually Dogs by Nature.
Okay, yeah, that's
They put out the brownies and the frownies list. And they basically just looked at everything that we were looking at. Basically gave their opinion just like we were doing. But
oh, man.
there was a lot of frownies, although I got to give him a little bit of credit because he actually hasn't had a first-round draft pick in a while.
Yeah, which
And
is
like
true.
some of those years, he didn't have a first or a second draft
Right.
pick. So he's kind of doing like the best he can with the situation.
Yeah, it was a good trade. I mean, overall, it is what it is. No complaints. But whenever we take a break, I think I got to go, weep in the restroom.
Oh yeah, I'll join you with that because we're taking a break soon.
Yeah.
Do you want my rant now or do you want my rant later?
Might as well. Let's rant.
All right, I'll give you a quick rant as my last word, and I'll try to keep it short. That Browns pick, that Browns trade, I gave you the A+. I gave you the bill of health, but then when you picked number 5, you failed. You could have held the feet to the fire for those Oakland Raiders. You knew that the Oakland Raiders wanted Gianti. You call up their GM and you say, hey, give us something, or we're taking your boy.
Yep.
And we're holding him hostage, and you ain't getting him back.
Give us another
give us
pick.
your money, give us your picks.
That's
right. And then later on in the round, they raised the draft capital, but they didn't spend the draft capital. You got 2 picks in the second round. What you need to do is you need to bundle them up, move up back into the first, and you need to get whichever quarterback you think is the best. If you think it's Dart, if you really think it's Sanders, I would go with you on that. But you need to do something. You can't just sit here and get Okeechobee or or Schweinermaster.
Right.
You need to do something. You need to actually show that you have the brass tacks and the taconite pellets
Right.
that it takes to work in the Browns organization in Cleveland.
And Kyle McCord ain't going to cut it. Like, come on. Oh, well. Still need a quarterback.
It's the same old Brownies. Maybe it's the Frownies. Who the hell are we going to get a quarterback? We can't go with Kirk Cousins. We got no money.
I know.
So we're going to have to draft somebody at random in the third round.
Man, I know.
All right, well, I guess we'll have to come back on the third round and see what the hell I get.
Got no quarterback.
All right,
Kenny
Scott.
Big Hands picking interception machine JoJo.
You want to do a last word? I'll walk around and press the button.
My last word is just get a quarterback, please. We need quarterbacks. We're not going to go anywhere until we get a quarterback. So maybe we should get a quarterback just because we need a quarterback. Thank you. Dude, quarterback.